ETH, we start with 1 hour chart. First of all, if you refer to our analysis in my last video, we mentioned about this flat. That's why we mentioned we have a 3-wave so that we can expect the price to drop. And even we mentioned, since the price was within this move, we mentioned we can expect the price to drop. But we, as I explained last time, we are more interested to look for buy rather than the sell. Okay, that's why we mentioned after the price drop, if we get the reversal, we can look for buy. First of all, if we put this low and relative to the previous one, first things, based on MACD, we don't see the divergence. The another indicator showing the divergence. Whether this is the start of the reversal or not, the only thing is there was opportunity to look for buy from this by having an entry above the top. And whoever got the trade from here, even for me, I will take out the trade in the break even. I won't keep it because I'm expecting this one give us one more drop. If the price drop, after that, again, we refer to the indicators. If we see the reversal, we take the trade. If not, even with the divergence, we just let it go. Okay. And keeping the trade from here, even if anyone they wanted to keep the trade, they think that this is the start of the up move. I think after 1 or 2 hours, if they see there is no continuation, they shouldn't. I mean, they should keep the trade. They take out the trade. But for me, right now, I will take out the trade. Even if the price continue from here, I just let it go. I will wait for the if there is a continuation, I will wait for the next flag. I will take the trade. But whoever get the trade from here right now, because the only way to look for this trade, put our entry above the top. They can take out the trade in the break even. Okay, by the way, it depends on the traders. And if we move to daily chart, one thing we need to highlight that the price almost drop and retest the previous low, almost there. For sure, if we get any reversal for buy, this is what we're looking for. Okay, but whether this is the lowest price of this correction or we need to care about the shadow, it depends on the technique, different strategy the traders they use. But mostly we prefer if we see the price retest the lowest price, which is somewhere around 1750. We want to see the confirmation for the breakout of this correction relative to the first move. It can give us better confirmation to look for trade for as a reversal for long term for buy rather than the price reverse from here. The only thing is if the price reverse from here, what we want to see the breakout of the top. But if the price continue from here, it can give us better reversal for the long term. Which one to follow? We cannot confirm because the way we're looking at this correction is different. All right, then how we can look for trade? We don't need to wait for the price to retest the previous. If the price continue and drop, is better for it can give us better confirmation for the reversal. But we don't need to wait any trade for buy. From now we will take it. Whether we should look for sell or not, it depends on the traders. But for me, I won't sell at the lowest price of this correction unless we see the really good confirmation. What does mean? We get the deeper correction from here, and within the correction for long term, we get the trade setup. When I say for long term, mostly we should trade based on lower time frame, and if trade is moving in our direction, we just keep. If not, just take out the trade. This is why I explain every time to my analysis, whatever the trade within the correction is a short-term trade. If it's not moving in the over direction, we just take out the trade. And can I put this low? Can we put this low in relative to the previous one as a first, second, and the last 3 waves structure? Because if we move to the indicators, we see the divergence. Okay, that's why if I get any trade setup for buy from now, I will take the trade. This is the only things I can highlight here. And if I move to forward chart, all right. If I move to forward chart, first things, if we refer to our analysis, we have, since the price was within this move, we mentioned we're looking for 3 waves structure. We have been looking for the reversal, and this is what we get. And since the price couldn't break, we explained we can expect the price to drop. The reason was, even my last analysis, we mentioned we can look for the flat as a red line. And we mentioned we can expect the price retest the previous low. And if we put our line there, we can even the price break the previous low. Okay, now, how about if I put this low in relative to this? First things, MACD show us a divergence, but the another indicator doesn't show me the divergence. We have a different results because we are in the corrective move based on, in the bigger time frame. Okay, that's why we cannot conform. And the second things, what I can see here is a really corrective move. Based on forward chart, if we want to look for the trade setup, we don't have any trade setup unless we get something we have similar to what we get here, or we trade based on lower time frame. Okay, but if we refer to our analysis, we point on this flat in relative to this move, and we mentioned we can expect the price to drop. Okay, now the another things I need to highlight here that whatever the lines I mentioned we put here is indicative. We are not using the lines to look for trade. The only thing is we're using the line to see how to read the chart in terms of the waves. Okay, that means we can adjust right now because we have been looking for the three waves and this is the last wave and the third wave. That means even we mentioned we can expect turn to a deeper move with the breakout of the previous low, which is here. All right. Again, we put our line here. But one thing I need to highlight, whether we need to look at the chart in this way, this is the three waves flat in relative to this, and this is the last wave. This is one of the option. I don't like this option. The reason is we cannot put this move in relative to this in terms of the length time and the way they are moving. That's why I go with the second option. I put my line here. And even we can extend this one. And then what I can say that we have the three waves internal structure and three waves into flat. And the last, which is the third wave, is the extension wave with the internal flat as well. Even we had the internal flat here because since we got this one is the the extending wave, then the extension one. Okay, then what I'm expecting, I want to see whether if I get any reversal similar to what I get here, this is what I'm looking for. If we get a trade, we look for buy. That means whatever the trade setup for buy we get, if we get opportunity, we take the trade. If it's move in our direction, good. If not, we just take out the trade. We are not really interested to look for sell. For me, dropping from here, even the give me a continuation with the breakout of the previous low, I won't sell it unless I see really deep correction and I can get the trade within the deeper move. Okay, that's me right now. From now, we want to see whether we can look for buy or not. But what I can see here, it doesn't give me a trade setup for buy. Still, we can expect the price drop some more. Okay, now what's the next? And if I move to 1 hour chart, and as I mentioned, whoever get the trade, they have to take out the trade because we're expecting the price to drop. Then we can expect this one turn to a correction for one more drop. If the price drop, just let it go. Can we look for sell? If we want to look for sell, unless we see the sharp move flag, which is not a really good idea to look for. Okay, in terms of the risk and reward, then just let it the price drop. If the price drop, we put the, the lowest price in relative to this. We refer to the indicators. If we see the divergence, then from there, any reversal as a sharp move flag, we look for the new trade. If the price drop and we see the horizontal continuation, we just let it go. We can look for sell if we get any correction similar to any of this, but we need to see later. It's a short-term sell. Mostly we need to trade based on lower time frame. It depends on the traders again. We are looking for the long term and we are looking for the reversal, as I explained, based on forward chart for buy. We are not really interested in the sell, but I need to highlight it doesn't mean the price cannot drop. Okay, and right now the only things we don't have really good trade setup from here, and the best things is if the price give us one more drop, then from there we see whether we can get the reversal or not. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.